Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing brows. We're going to first do a pomade, secondly we're going to do a powder, and third we're going to do a pencil. So first up is the Anastasia Dipbrow in the shade Chocolate. This brush came in a Tarte Eyebrow kit. I'm not sure it has a name, but first I'm just going to make a line under the first part of my brow. When I get to that arch, I'm going to make a separate line. Oh, here I am forgetting to brush through my brows. Make sure you do that. But here I'm going to make a second line through the second half of my brow after the arch. So I don't just do it in one motion, I do separate it. Now I'm going to do the top part. Again, I'm going to do the back part. I'm going to stop where the arch is, and now I'm going to do the front part. Just make a line. You can make any shape when you're doing your brows. I like to have a little bit more arch up there, so I added some more arch as if I had actual brow hair there. Then I'm just going to fill it in. With pomade, the difference between this and the other products, I would say this is a more bold brow, so I'm not afraid to actually really fill in and everything. We're not giving block brow, but we are giving a nice bold statement brow almost. When I get to the front of the brow, I turn the brush on its side and move it up in this motion so that it's not as bold. This is Morphe brush M432 and LA Girl Fawn concealer. I'm going to use this brush to make a line under my brow just so it gives that sharp effect. And I'm also going to carry it down onto my lid. You can use this to prime your eyes if you want to put eyeshadow on after this. I'm using the edge of this brush to just create a nice sharp line following what I already did when I mapped out my brow earlier. Just try to get it as close as you can to where you drew your brow in. The arch is the hardest part to get precise, but just remember your brows don't have to be so perfect. That's just part of life. Your brows have hairs, they go different ways. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just relax, take it easy, they're just brows. Now you're going to do that same thing to the top of the brow. Just follow wherever you already lined it, whatever shape you've already created with the pomade. Follow that closely with the edge of the brush. I'm using this Royal & Langnickel brush. The name wiped off, so I don't have the name. Just grab a brush that's dense but still has some fluffiness to it. And that's it for that. For the powder brows, I'm going to use the ABH Brow Powder Duo in the same shade Chocolate. I'm going to use the darkest shade in that. First, I'm going to take NYX Control Freak Brow Gel and brush it through my brow hairs to give it a nice fluffy effect. Then I'm going to take the brow powder and fill in any sparse areas that I see. This brow is perfect for people that don't want a super defined brow and still want a natural effect. We're just going to fill in any sparse areas. Towards the front, we're going to do brow-like strokes and go upwards. The eyebrow gel helps the powder adhere to the brow hairs. It also helps the brow hairs kind of stand out and give that fluffy effect. I'm going to create the shape at the top of my brow because, like I said, I do like more of the arch, and I'm going to extend the end. Like I said, this brow is perfect for natural people. This one definitely isn't a perfect brow at all. I usually don't do this one if I'm being honest, but it's a nice look every once in a while. This one is definitely giving I woke up like this. I'm still going to clean up a little bit because I'm just anal like that, so I want to clean up the bottom, but I am going to leave the top. So that it still has that natural effect. Hopefully I'm making this easy and simple, but we have one more brow after this. If you still don't get it, we're going to basically do the same process. So hopefully third time's the charm and you guys will have amazing brows. I'm going to blend out with my Royal & Langnickel brush again. And voila. Ah yes, this one's my favorite and the brow that I do every day. This is the Brow Stylist from L'Oreal. This is in the shade Brunette. I'm going to brush through, and again, I'm going to line, just following my natural brow shape, line under my brows. The first part, and then the second part. wrapping around that arch. You can even extend your brow in the inner corner or the outer corner, depending on how long you want your brows. I'm going to line the top part. If you want a thicker brow, you need to line it a little bit above where your brow hairs naturally grow. Now we're doing the front part. I like pencils because it's still giving me the effect that a powder does with how natural it is, but it's still clean how a pomade is, so I feel like it's a perfect combination of both. I'm filling it in. You can see you still have the texture of the brow hairs with this product. Towards the front of the brow, again, I am lightly stroking upwards because that's the way that our brow hairs grow up there. If your brow hairs grow a different way, you need to follow that pattern, but just make sure your hand has a lighter pressure near the front of the brow. We are lining the natural shape again with that flat brush to help us get a nice edge. Make sure you are dragging that product down too, so you don't have a weird light line under your eye once it's all blended out. I see that a lot of times, and it's because people aren't dragging down that concealer or whatever they're using to clean their brow up with, and they're also not blending it well enough. All brows are is following the natural shape of your own brow with whichever product you want to use, making alterations for whichever type of shape you want after that, and filling it in, and then proceeding to clean it up if you do want a clean look to your brows. Hopefully this all makes sense. And if you like a hairy look like me, not being too stressed about perfection helps too. It's all about balance. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like, because we are all finished. Cute. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below. Bye guys.